Yo, what's up, mate? How you doing, buddy? Oh, what a slate we got today, huh, boys? It is a very weird slate. And even you 8, I feel like you need to play some Warriors today, buddy. I know you don't want to, but I feel like you need to. This is a good chalk spot, and you know it. What's up, Conflict? Welcome in, buddy. Give everybody a couple minutes to get in here. Started about 5 minutes early so everybody can get in here. If you guys don't mind while you wait, go give us a heart and retweet. It helps tremendously. Or better yet, if you're in the Discord, click the link on our Reddit post there in the Discord and upvote us. It would help tremendously. You know, I like Paul George, but I don't like him what the public does. I would just rather get to Maxi and Yabasule. Yeah, Paul George 36% owned when I can get Maxi for 27%. And I love Maxi today. Yabasule only showing 11% owned. See, I like Looney today too, 8. And I know this is going to sound wild to you, but I'm totally okay having 4 Warriors in my lineup today. This top lineup I got here, take Zion out. I love this lineup here I got built and had none of them. Not a single one. Let me run it again, because that ain't the one I was talking about. It's wasn't this one. Anyway, I got a build earlier that I had 4 Warriors and I loved it. I wish I could find it. Here it is. This one right here. Now I do no, it was the second one here. The second one. Dennis, Maxey, Buddy, Giddy, Kuzma, Kyle, TJD, Sabonis, and Vooch. That one I really like. Really like that one. Still got about 3 more minutes before I'm going to start, guys. I will say this, guys. This is just me looking at the spread, my personal opinion. I don't have any kind of insider news, but I think Joker's going to play, and I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to sit. That's the way I'm leaning right now. I like Giddy a lot too. Earlier in the day, I was talking to JG about it. It was real early, around noon or something. It's getting a lot of Levine, but now it's all Giddy I'm getting to. Guys, don't forget, our projections are live. If you are a premium member, I posted our projections in the DFS Plays chat. You can download those to your computer or phone, and you can upload them to your site, whatever opto you use. I don't think you can go Dayron today. I just don't think you can do it. There's so many other value pieces that are going to get way more minutes than him today. Poor Kobe, no love. Kobe's just okay. Like, if I just pull the Bulls up here, I love the Bulls today. They have the highest implied total today. I mean, Kobe's great now, great. It's just all these Bulls look so good. Lonzo, Patrick Will, Vooch, Giddey. Like, I love every one of them. I know I said I'm okay having 4 Warriors today. I'm okay having 3 Bulls. And I'll even say it for 8 because he loves Lonzo. I like Lonzo today as a value. It looks like other people do too because he's currently 12% owned. It's 5 o'clock. Let's hop into it, gents. At point guard, I don't have to tell you guys this, but Buddy Hield and Dennis Schroeder look amazing today. They're going to be staples of every lineup I make today. They are a prime example, guys, of what I call good chalk. You just plug them in and move on with your build. Every sign in the industry is pointing to them being, just smash plays. There's no way for me to fade these guys today. And when I start running my optos, you'll see I'm going to increase their max ownership probably to around 80%. And I know that sounds wild, but I believe in them that much today. It could be elite because I like SGA today. But outside of Buddy and Dennis, I normally hate Dennis, right, guys? I normally do. But if you look at his game log since he's been with the Warriors, every good game he's had has been with Steph off the court. So Steph not playing is a huge boost to Dennis. Josh Giddey, I love him today. He is Chalk City at 36%. Another guy I think is just good chalk. Washington is so bad against the guards. If we look at the alert score here, you can see Washington's giving up 43.6 fantasy points per game to point guards. They're giving up 7.7 assists a game, 7.4 field goals a game to point guards. Linestar even give you the top assist combo, Josh Giddey to Nikola Vucevic. Here's a guy for some reason is just not popping with the field. Only 4% owned, Carlton Carrington. I love him today. Grading out really well for me. I will say I liked him against Philly here too. He played 31 minutes and only got 17 fantasy points. But the Bulls are a much worse team defensively than Philadelphia is. So I really like some Bub Carrington today. Lonzo grading out pretty well. Don't mind him at all. First real pay up we see here is Tyrese Maxey, who I really, really like today. I expect I'll have plenty of Maxey in my lineups today. I prefer Maxey to Paul George. I do like them both, but just looking at ownership and pure upside, I think I gotta go Maxey. Kobe White looks solid. Of the Bulls players, he is like the least owned, only 9% owned. So if you want to play the ownership game, Kobe looks great. Keon Ellis grading out pretty well. Don't mind him at all. So, 8, I was talking this morning. I said it earlier with JG. And we were talking about building tonight. And I said, I know 8 won't want to play this Warrior Chalk. But I think if you want a low-owned piece, interesting way to attack the slate for the way you build is play some Pacers backups. We can't predict a blowout, but when a team is literally playing their B team, come on. I love guys like Obi Toppin today. Andrew Nembhard's fine. Just seems like a game environment they're gonna thrive in. What's up, Jose? Listen, it's been snowing all day today here in Alabama. Had to break this out. But I promise I'm not drunk on stream. But that was for Jose. He's my whiskey drinking buddy there. But Nimhard looks great. Happy to have him. We'll get different piece. Jordan Poole, if he plays, looks great. I'm not so certain if he's going to play or not. I don't know one way or the other. Oops. Jay Mitchell, that does nothing for me. Malik Monk, really like the upside for Monk. Really, really do. He's just not pulling the ownership I think he should. He's only pulling 6% owned. With no De'Aaron Fox on the floor, he's just been a monster. Really, really, really like Monk. Yeah, we got about 6 inches elite, which is crazy for here. We never get this much snow. People have lost their mind. Monk is probably one of my favorite plays that ain't gonna make the core though, guys. Really like some Malik Monk today. I think this is going to be most people's kryptonite today when building. Are they going to want to play Tyrese Maxey or SGA? I truly love them both. Of course, the price difference is huge. But SGA is one of my favorite high price pay-ups today. Really like him. Going to the Garden. Sign me up. TJ McConnell, I think, looks great. I know he hasn't played a lot of minutes lately, but like I said a while ago, I'm not one to ever predict a blowout. But they're playing their B team, bro. They really are. We look, Golden State Warriors giving up 16.5 fantasy points per game to point guard reserves. I mean, I just really like TJ McConnell as a get different play today. What's up, Chubbs? Oh, you absolutely could today, Elite. You could easily. Derek White's fine. Drew Holiday, eh. If I had to pick one of those two, it'd be Derek White almost every single time. Yeah, so it probably makes sense for you to play Maxey then, huh, Elite? 21 viewers in here. What's up, everybody? Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We do these shows every single day. Join our Discord. It's completely free. You can ask me questions at any time in there at no charge. After the slate starts, late news is super important, and you can get a hold of me in there. Stream will be over, but I'm available for questions in there. I think Tyrese Halliburton's just an okay play. Like, he should be able to dominate here. He really should. But if the game's over by halftime, how many minutes is he going to play? Again, I'm the staunchest person when it comes to you can't predict a blowout. But man, it don't get no worse than this. DeJounte Murray is going to play. He's just okay looking for me. Nothing crazy stands out. Then the rest of these guys are really MME plays. But I will say, you wanna get different play here. I know the matchup is very tough. But Jalen Brunson, I personally don't think Cat's going to play. I think JB could be a low-owned play for you at only 4%. Yeah, I think that's an easy choice, Elite. CJ McCollum, I would like much more if Murray was out, but Murray's in, so. But truly, the rest of these guys are just MME plays. If you're building and you need just a bone cheap guy today, I think Pat Spencer could fit that bill. You know, they're depleted. Maybe some Reese Beckman, but he may not get as much run today with Ben Simmons back. Let's move it over to the 2 guard. We talked about Buddy. We've talked about Dennis. Lindy Waters grading out phenomenally. He would be my least favorite starter on this team right now. But I'm, you know, if he's in my lineup, I'm still fine with it. Okay with it. Moses Moody is fine. Then Paul George, like I said, he looks great, but every tout and their brother's on him. He's 36% owned. That's just tough to stomach. On a slate like this, where we're going to be eating those chalk warriors, I'm not sure I want to eat the chalk pay up too. talked about most of these guys. Zach LaVine, he's been playing really well lately. Going back to December 28th, he's met value at every game he's played. So I'm very happy to get LaVine when he is 19% owned, but compared to Josh Giddey, that's 36%. I like him. Oh, dude, that stuff pissed me off so bad, Elite. It ruined my entire night. Kelly Oubre is just okay. I prefer playing him when Paul George is out. He's been playing great basketball lately, don't get me wrong. If he lands in your lineup, I think you're fine. But I just prefer playing him with Paul George out. Talked about Poole, Monk. Khalil Colby, if Poole is out, I like him. But he hasn't been playing too hot lately. It's getting plenty of minutes, 30 plus a game. I think Lou Dort makes some sense today. He's going to be out there defending everyone because he's just an amazing defender. Keon Johnson's fine. Been playing a lot of minutes lately. Everyone else is really just MME plays for me. You could even slot in some $3,700 Ricky Council today if you wanted. You guys know I love Ricky Council. Let's move over to small forward. You want to get scared? I told you guys yesterday I liked Kyle Anderson. He played 9 minutes. He still put up 15 fantasy points, but Slow-Mo played 9 minutes. Thank you, Steve Kerr. But the team's even more depleted today, and Slow-Mo is starting. So I'm happy to play Slow-Mo today as some just easy, cheap chalk. I think I like Kyle Kuzma more than the field does. Elite TV has been on Kyle Kuzma pretty much every time he's had a good game. He's told me, hey, should I play Kuzma? And every time I say, no, he's not grading out well. Well, he's finally grading out pretty well for me. Don't mind some Kuz today. I expect he'll be in a lot of my lineups just the way builds are going today. Yeah, Elite, I don't think you were in here when I was going over it, but Dennis Schroeder, if you look at him since he's been with the Warriors, every good game he's had has been with Steph Curry out, and I think with Steph being out, he's going to easily meet value. Steph just takes so much usage from him when he's on the court. Keegan Day, I don't know about all that. Yeah, I'm not on Keegan at all. I think J Will's fine. Pretty consistent. Don't mind him. Games in the Garden. I think Cat sets, so I don't mind some J Will. Tatum, again, Tatum's fine, but I just prefer the other pay-ups of SGA and Joker today over him. But if you land on Tatum, I'm never going to tell you not to play Jason Tatum. Julian Strother's just grading out fine. De Silva, he's grading out fine, but man, I hate clicking on his name. I was talking about it in the Discord earlier with, I believe it's Chubbs. Tyler Williams is fine. He has upside. Really, the rest of these guys, just GPP plays. Nobody's standing out at all for me. Small forward today is probably the thinnest for me. I expect it'll be Kyle Anderson, Kyle Kuzma, Paul George, Zach LaVine. My most owned for sure. We have to wait for last game news. Yeah, we have no idea if Joker is playing or not, Prince. I suspect he will play, but that is just my personal views. I don't have any kind of inside knowledge. So, I mean, if you roster Joker today, you are really taking a risk. Just so you know, guys. I like Joker today, but if you roster him, you are taking a big risk. Because there's nobody in that price range to swap to. No one. Probably the only thing you're going to be able to do is swap to Clowney or Claxton. Yeah, elite, that's true. We got 36 people in here watching. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you before we go any further. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps tremendously. If you're interested in the chat, and down below in the description's our Discord. It's linked. It's completely free. You can ask me questions anytime in there. Late swap news is crucial with the NBA, and you can always ask me questions about late swaps in there when I'm not live. At power forward, much of the same with the Kyles. But Patrick Williams grading out pretty well. This guy's always a wild card for me. He either hits a home run or strikes out. But I think it's a great matchup for him today. Probably have a healthy amount of Pat Will today. Trace Jackson Davis, you guys know I love him. Been on him pretty much all year. He's just a good basketball player. Really like him today. Gonna have plenty of him. As I stated, probably going to have 4 Warriors in my final build today, guys. I touched on it a little earlier, but I really like Obi Toppin today. I think he gets a couple extra minutes today. And this guy's just a fantasy point per minute monster. Chubbs, he really is, bro. He's a Temu Kawhi Leonard. I like that. I like that analogy there. Gershon Yabusele, he was a core piece for us yesterday. Or, no, on the 8th. 34 minutes, he got us 43 fantasy points. Love the matchup for him. Pelicans ranked 28th against power forwards. Really like some Yabusele today. Really do. Noah Clowney's looking solid. Don't mind Clowney at all. Sabonis looks good. I think Sabonis got a great upside. Talked about Tatum already. Pascal Siakam. I think he might get a little overlooked today. Line Star's projecting him 15% owned. I think that'll be a little bit lower. But who does Golden State have that's going to slow down Siakam today? It's not going to be slow-mo. TJD is going to have to be on Turner. I don't think they have a guy that can slow down Pascal Siakam today at all. Really like some Siakam. I want to see him show up in my builds. I like that, Ronnie. I like that at all. I was telling JG in the Discord earlier today that I really wanted to target that Washington game with the highest total on the slate. You got Kuzma, you got Levine. Probably the 2 best players on each team that are playing tonight, if Poole's ruled out. We don't know if Poole's going to be in or not. I really like what you're building there. Not crazy about playing Maxey and Paul George together, but it works sometimes. Peyton Watson looks fine. We don't know if Alex Sarr is playing or not. He does have an illness. If Alex Sarr is ruled out, then Joe Val's going to look way better. I know Chubbs was asking about him earlier in the Discord. As it sets, Joe Val's just okay. But if Sarr's ruled out, Joe Val to the moon. Talked about De Silva. Giannis looks okay, but this game's not really one I'm wanting to target. Only a 212 total. Should be slow, defensive. It's not really there. But he's only 12% owned. On this slate, 12% is nothing. And anytime you can get a low on Giannis, you're in a good spot. Everybody else through here is just MME plays for me, though. If you want me to talk about any certain guy, I'll be glad to. Just let me know in the chat. You can even punt on Santos here. Played 26 minutes yesterday, got 26 fantasy points. No one had him. Let's move it to center. My best value is a tie between Vucevic and Looney. I really love some Vucevic today. He is pulling 24% ownership, but I just think this is a smash spot for him. And on the other side, I think it's a smash spot for Joe Val, especially if Sarr's ruled out. Both of these teams are terrible against centers. In fact, the Bulls rank dead last against the center right now. So I really like Vooch, and I really like Joe Val. Both of them looking great, but if Sarr's ruled out, Joe Val is like 100%. I'm swapping everything I can in my lineups to get him in there. Kevon Looney should easily play north of 20 minutes today. Only 3,900. He's a 1.57 fantasy point per minute player. That's insane. That's not sustainable, but he should easily get the value today. He's only pulling 5% ownership too right now. I think that's a little low. I do think he comes in a little higher owned, but since he's not starting, people are not keen to play him. But he should get plenty of minutes to pay off that $3,900 price tag today. Talked about TJD. I love him today. Isaiah Hartenstein, revenge game. He's back in Madison Square Garden. This guy never disappoints. Perfect cash game center right there. I'm happy to get to some Hartenstein today. Talked about Clowney. Talked about Joe Val. Missy's just okay. Love Joker today if he plays. It's just, we talked about it just a second ago. It's just a big if he plays. Because you have no one to swap to. If we don't get the news until, say, 30 minutes before the game starts, you're screwed. If we got the news right now, then we could build our lineups around him, but we just don't know. I think Miles Turner's fine. I think Claxton's fine. But everyone after Claxton, I think, is just a GPP play. Well, I'd like to point out, this is for DK purposes, not FanDuel, but I think Jalen Smith looks great on DK. Maxey, Hield, Water, Slow-Mo, Looney, SGA, Tatum, TJD. I think that is a Stars and Scrubs build that will probably be duped a few times today, Elite. I feel like a lot of people are going to do a Stars and Scrubs build today. They're going to throw in all the value from the Warriors they can, and then all the pay-ups they can. But I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't hate it. It's just probably not something I would personally run. Well, let's get into our core. First core piece is going to be Buddy Hield. I have no interest in Kispert today, Ronnie. Second core piece is going to be Dennis Schroeder. Third core piece is going to be a Josh Giddey. No, I don't think 4 Warriors is too much. I'm playing, and I fully expect to have 4 Warriors in my lineup today. And I'm okay with it. Fourth core piece is going to be, where is he? Yabusele. And my last core piece is going to be, I was going to go Trace, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going with the pay up. Where's he at? Tyrese Maxey. There he is. So that's my core for us. Yeah, I like Keon Ellis today. Core for FanDuel is Maxey, Schroeder, Giddey, Hield, and Yabusele. Let's run that, and I'm going to post that core in the Discord for everyone that couldn't make it to the video. Give me just a second, guys. Let me post that. There we go. That is posted in the Discord. Let's look at what kind of lineups we're getting here. This first lineup, I love it. I mean, with this build, we're not going to get any SGA because we got all of our guard spots locked up top. So how do we compensate for that? Well, we're getting Jason Tatum, Kyle Kuzma, Slow-Mo, and Vucevic. Perfectly happy running that. I think that's a very solid line. I'd run that all day. Not crazy about any of these others, but you can see here, like, we're getting some that's almost identical, but they're subbing in Sabonis over Tatum. Like, I just like the way these builds are going. I'm happy to run this kind. What's Santos ownership? let's take a look. 9% owned, which I think is a little high. $7,600 forward on DK. Let me take a look, and then we're gonna go over DK. Yeah, it's Paul George hands down. Not even close. But if you already have Maxey in your line, I'd rock Siakam over Paul George. Rodney. Alright, but let's look at some FanDuel. Or, sorry, some DK. And I'm telling you guys, DK is going to be stars and scrub builds all day, every day. You want to get all the Warriors you can. Dennis Schroeder, lock, move on. Too easy. Love Dennis Schroeder on DK today. He's a lock. I'm just going to go ahead and put him in there. Hit the wrong button. Lonzo Ball looks great. 3,900 is criminal. Will want to be way over the field. He's only 9% owned. Lonzo Ball, borderline lock on DK. Love Lonzo. Malik Monk looks fantastic. I love Malik on FanDuel, but on DK, even more so. Kobe White looks good. Don't mind him. No real interest in Cole Anthony. I know his price is cheaper, but still not there. Nembhard's fine. Cason Wallace looks good at only 3,600. That's just a clear misprice. I don't have much interest in Jamal Murray. Josh Giddey looks fantastic still. Westbrook's okay. Bub Carrington looks great over here. Not much interest in Derek White. Halliburton's pretty cheap. Don't mind him. Maxey still looks pretty good. Move it to the 2-guard. Buddy Hield, he's going to be core. I mean, you just can't. Like, they're my two favorite Warriors today. I love the Warriors as it is, but Schroeder and Hield are my two favorite. Cannot fade them today. I don't care how chalk they are. If you can't get to Buddy, though, I think Lindy Waters is a perfectly fine substitute. Keon Ellis, who was just asked about by Elite, looks fantastic. Happy to play Keon Ellis as a pivot off Buddy Hield if you want to, because Keon's only pulling 6% ownership. I do fully expect Buddy to outscore Keon, though. Full disclosure. Then Santos at only 3K over on DK is pretty criminal. He's going to get enough minutes to pay that salary off. Lou Dort at 4K is absolutely fine. Moses Moody 3,600, totally fine. While I'm not a big fan of playing Kelly Oubre when Paul George is in on FanDuel, over on DK it's perfectly viable when he's only 5,700. The price discrepancies between the two sites is just insane. Talked about most of these guys. Levine's okay, but honestly I'd probably rather get to Giddey. Move it over to small forward. Bunch of the guys that we've already talked about up top here. I think Anunoby is okay, but I'm not going out of my way to get him. Nobody else I really like here. My small forward spot on DK is going to be a lot of Waters, Dort, Moody. Power forward, slow-mo, 3,500. I want to lock him in, but I'm not going to because you guys know to play the Warriors. He just looks insane. Yabasule also looking fantastic over here. Gonna be a core piece for me over on DK. Love Yabasule today. Both sites. And you guys can see moving down the line here. If I had to pick one, Pascal Siakam, probably my favorite in this range below Yabasule. Then at center today, Kevon Looney at 3,200 is just criminal. He's going to easily pay off that tag. I'm not going to give you guys another Warrior as much as I want to, but that is just way too low. Way too low. But if you want to pivot off of the Warrior ownership, I said it when we were covering FanDuel, I really like Jalen Smith today. Really like some Jalen Smith. 3,200 is just far too cheap for a guy with his upside. 1.34 fantasy points per minute. For some reason, Vucevic gets in foul trouble, Jalen Smith's going to ruin the slate. I guarantee it. And then I don't think Cat's playing personally. I think Joker looks amazing. But it's so scary to roster him. If you have the balls to roster Joker, he's a core piece. But I understand a lot of people don't want to take that risk. So, last core piece for me, it's going to be Lonzo. Where'd he go? Lonzo Ball right there. It's your DK core. Let me drop it. Let me run it first. It's going to be Dennis Schroeder, Buddy Hield, Yaba Sule, and Ball. Let me optimize it. I know we're going to get a ton of Joker. Let me put it in the Discord, and then I will answer your questions. And I'm just going to take Joker out, just going to fade him, because he's going to be in every lineup, because he looks that good. Like, I'm happy to run any of these, but it is such a risk. So let me re-opto it without Joker. And now we're going to get a bunch of Cat, who I don't think is playing. Let me take him out too. And I also think I have it set on 3. No, I got it set on 4 max players. First line we're getting, happy to run that. You get Giannis. He's just too low owned at 10% owned. And then the second and third line, I mean, they look great. I get Vooch, who I like. I get PG, I like. I get Levine, I like. And I really like how we're building here. This first or second line, either one, I like those a lot. Alright, let me see what we got here. Elite says Brunson, Hield, Waters, OG, TJD, SGA, Slow-Mo, Levine. I don't mind it. I'm not that big on OG, but since I think Cat's out, I think that's going to help him some. But I like that. That would be a very different build. You're going very low on there, which is risky, but risky wins. Michael Porter plus PG-13 or Tatum and Slow-Mo. That's tough. That's tough because I can never personally trust Michael Porter. Let me look at that real quick. So I got Porter for not a great value, and we know what George is. It would be Tatum, Kyle Anderson, but it's close. Favorite 2 cheap Warriors on DK, Buddy Hield and Dennis Schroeder, but I would need to know what your definition of cheap is, because if you want under 4K, it's Kyle Anderson and Kevon Looney. But I don't think you're going to go wrong playing any starter from Golden State today or Kevon Looney. Excuse me. Sorry, fellas. I think you're totally fine playing any starting Warrior plus Kevon Looney today. Once you get outside of those 6 guys, you get a bit riskier, but the upsides there are huge. Like, I know 8 was asking about Santos. Santos is hella risky, but his upside is huge. We go to the percentages owned. We're on FanDuel here. Here, I'll leave it up for a second. You guys can see some of the most owned plays right now. SGA, Dennis, Waters, Slow-Mo, TJD, Buddy, Yabasule, Joker. So, Elite, I love that lineup. I truly do. Truly do. But please understand the risk you're taking with Joker. And Ronnie, absolutely I would. I'm setting my FanDuel to have a max of 4 Warriors today, and probably going to do the same on my DK. I'm going to look at some lineups with 5 Warriors on DK, but I'll probably settle for 4. And I'm just going to be building in the background. You guys got any questions, just let me know, and I'm happy to answer them for you guys. Do we get a lineup out? Okay, Alex Sar's going to play. Alex Sar's going to play Maxi Oubre, George, Caleb Martin, Yabasule, Anthony, KCP, Da Silva, Paulo, and Goga. So, that's going to limit Joval just a bit. I still like Joval quite a bit, but just a heads up, his upside's not going to be as high as if Sar was setting. I'm just doing free lineups today, so just testing some stuff. Yeah, Elite, that's a great way to test and tune your processes, those free contests. Maxi, Giddy, Dennis, Buddy, Paul George, Levine, Kuzma, Kyle Anderson, Pooch. I think it looks great, Chubbs. I have no problem with that. Said it before, I don't necessarily want to play Paul George and Tyrese Maxey together, but it can absolutely work out. Like, it's not something I'm actively trying to avoid. It's just if I'm picking one lineup for a single entry and the two I'm picking between have just Maxey or Maxey and George, I'll probably go with the one that's just Maxey. You guys got questions, I am here to help. Just let me know. Pelicans starting Murray, McCollum, Hawkins, Green, Missy on Friday. Hawkins and Green starting. That is interesting. Yeah, I think Pat Will's fine today. Really ain't missed much, eh? We've been going over DK. He's right here on the screen. I know you probably can't see him because of my big head, but Tatum's 13.5% owned. I don't care for Brown at all. He's he's 10.3% owned, but my projection on him's just Monk or Giddy on DK. That one's tough. Let's take a look. It'll be close. Monk. I think it'll be Monk, yeah. And Monk's lower owned, so yeah, it would be Monk, but it is close. DeJounte's 3.7 and Jamal's 6.2. I want a little more Siakam than I'm getting. And a little more Joe Val, because I just ran 150 lineups and I only got 3% of him. I want a little more than that. Pacers starting Halliburton, Nembhard, Mathurin, Siakam, Turner. So, they're starting who we thought they were. Would. Kevon Looney's ownership is 10.4%, which I think is too low. I only got him 12%. I want to increase those numbers for sure. I think Moody is definitely playable today, but would I say I like him? No. He's only 3,600. He should get the minutes, but am I there? Probably not. I just don't think he's a very good basketball player, to be honest. J-Dub is 1.7%, very underowned, and Hart is 4.7%. Yes, for FanDuel. Oh, no. I did have it on DK. I'm sorry, brother. I didn't realize I had it on DK. J Will on DK is 5%, and Hart is 6.9%. Maxi, Hild, Waters, Slow-Mo, Yabasule, ABC, Schroeder, Monk. Who's ABC? Steve Kerr always scares me with his damn rotations. I like what you got there, Ronnie, but I don't know who ABC is. I feel dumb for not knowing, too. Oh, then yeah, I'm never going to tell you not to play Giannis. Giannis is matchup proof. You know, somebody has told me that in chat before, and I just forgot. I don't know how I forgot ABC is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giddy, Maxi, Dennis, Buddy, Kuzma, Tatum. I don't mind that at all, Chubbs. I know you sent the throwing up emoji, but I like that. I don't see any issues with that at all. Yeah, I get it, but who else is gonna play? I mean, they're just so short-handed, man. But if you don't want to play them, there's plenty of other value. I mean, just on the same team, you know? I'll tell you who makes me nervous today is Kyle Kuzma. Because I got a lot of him. He's grading out just fantastically, and it seems like every time I play Kuzma, he lets me down. But maybe today will be the day. Hey, I don't mind that lineup at all, Chubbs. I think that's a great looking lineup. You're just risky with Joker. Brown is 9.9%. Hart is 6.9%. And J Will is 5%. And I am on FanDuel. Would I play anyone over Giannis in upper tier? I know you're on DK. I'm just gonna assume he's in your util spot. The only one I would play over him would be Joker, but you're taking the risk that Joker doesn't play and you have no late swaps. So I'm not gonna advise that. And the only other one I would remotely consider playing is SGA. Just as a get different piece, but over on DK, he's actually way more owned. So I think Giannis is the guy. Seven minutes to lock, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, please, please, please get them in. Buck starting Lillard, Jackson, Prince, Giannis, Lopez. Jordan Poole is still a true GTD. Good luck, Ronnie. I hope you take down, buddy. 5 minutes to lock, ladies and gents. You got questions, I got the answers. Hit me with them, and I'll help you the best I can. Taking the biggest risk ever. You take the biggest risk ever every night, brother. That is like your game plan. That's how you play, brother. And I love it. I truly do. Also, I wanted to say welcome in to the Discord, Allison. Seeing we got a new member, I appreciate you joining. You can at me at any time in there, and I am happy to help you out. Excuse me, I sneezed. I think I'm muted in time. But if you guys have questions, hit me with them. Like the video, hit subscribe. We do these shows every single day. Every day, every slate that I can. And join our Discord. It's completely free. You can ask me questions at any time in there after the slate starts. We have a premium version where you get our cores if you can't make the show, and you get our projections. But that's not required at all. Anybody can ask me as many questions as they want in there, and I will never not answer. Moody ownership, whatever it is, it's probably too high. 12.9%. Looks like Deuce McBride will play. I guess I was wrong. It looks like Cat is going to play. Brunson, Bridges, and Nobi, Hart, Towns. That is the lineup for the Knicks. I was wrong. I expected Cat to set. He's going to play. Excuse me? How did I not know about this? Kyron Lacey got in a hit and run? What the hell? Why did I not know about that? That is wild. 2 minutes to lock. 2 minutes. Chubbs. Perfect fit, huh? Him and Pickens across from each other. Boy, that would be great. That would be wonderful, huh? Man, Chubbs, Chubbs, I feel like you're a dude I'd love to go have a beer with. Our lineups are always the same. We got the same comedy, man. I got some dark humor. Like, I feel like we'd be good. All right, boys, we are locked. I appreciate each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, that tuned in. I want to say thank you one more time. I love you guys. If you have any questions, I'm always available in the Discord. Feel free to @ me. But with that said, I'm out of here. Later, guys.